Okay, we're going to do a follow-on today. Thank you for joining me at How Do I Do This 01. My name is Tim, and we're going to do a follow-on for cutting out your hearts and doing a background. Specifically making gradients, but we're going to just do this follow-on real quick because I've had a few comments on this particular issue. Okay, let's go ahead and start here. We've got our hearts. Now, as I've already shown you how to make cutouts, let's just quickly paste some more cutouts here. And we're going to just go through and keep on pasting a few here. Now you'll notice I'm doing this rather quickly. Okay, let's go ahead and flip and rotate it, flip it vertical, copy it, let's delete that one, paste it, let's put some upside down hearts in here. Now, in order to make this simplified, I'm going to make the gradient side to side instead of top to bottom this time. Okay, so now we have our layer of cutouts. Okay, now the trick to completing the cutouts, you want to make them quick, easy, and down and dirty. What you need to do is color your background. So let's color the background really quick here. And color it gray. No big deal. Okay, now we're done with this particular window, so let's minimize that, and we'll move on here to our gradient. Now, the quickest way to make a gradient is to squish part of your picture down to nothing and then stretch it back out. That's the simplest way to describe how to do it. Normally you can go top to bottom or bottom to top. It really doesn't matter. Now you'll notice down here in the bottom corner on the right, you'll see the numbers change as I place the arrow here and I make this smaller. If you look at the bottom right corner on your status bar at the bottom, you want to carry this down to 100, give or take. Okay, 100. Now you can make all kinds of gradients. You can do it in multiple colors. You can split it diagonally. Let's just go here. You can split it diagonally this way by starting up here in the corner, and you can go all the way down here and do it, or in this case we're going to do it right here. Okay, and then we're going to do it diagonally again this way. The direction doesn't matter. What does matter is the colors. The colors are going to gradiate between the two. Now what we want to do is we want to paint, and then we want to pick another color here. Let's go with a bright red. Oh, okay. Now let's go ahead and pick a completely different color. How about a blue? Go with a medium blue here, and then we can right click. Now we've got our color here. Now this is going to blend pink and red, blue and red, to come up with two different gradients. Now what you want to do is go up here, click on your resize and skew. Then you want to go down here, and when you skew something, you're turning it. When you resize it, you're squishing it or stretching it out. Okay? Now vertically we don't want to stretch it because we're trying to do the gradient from left to right. So from left to right, you follow your arrows here, you change that to 1%. Now once I click OK, it'll squish it right down here, and it's squished down to 1%. It's still got a line going from top to bottom, but now you go back up here on the image, click resize and skew, and you set 500%. Now it's already squished already down to nothing. Click to 500%, and repeat the process, resize and skew, 500%. And you do this about 4 times. Resize and skew, 500%. Resize and skew, 500%. And one last time, resize and skew, 500%. Now you have a gradient, top to bottom, bottom to top, going from pink to red and from red to blue. Okay? So this is what you come up with just that simple little variation. Now you notice I haven't saved any of this. At this point you want to save your gradient. You want to save it as whatever your name chooses, but you want to save it in a bitmap format. The reason you want to save in a 24-bit bitmap is because saving it as a bitmap will allow you to go back later and use this background at a later point. Always want to remember, save your work as you go. If you don't save it as you go, you lose what you're creating, and believe it or not, no two gradients within certain parameters are going to be the same. So depending upon how creative you get, you're going to start losing data. You're going to lose a lot of very beautiful art because you have to remember to save it. So let's go pink to red to blue. Okay, pink to red to blue. I'll save that. Now this thing will be perfectly preserved for us. Now the next thing you want to do is you want to go to attributes. Now you notice width is now 300 instead of 3000 instead of 800. We want to go ahead and click that back down to 800 just to keep our sizes down to a manageable level. You can go as big as you want, as you know, as deep as you want to take this. You can go with it and use your cutouts. It just makes it easier if you do it on a canvas that's a manageable size. Now I've cut this back down, so we've got 600 by 800 here. And let me go ahead and save it again, because I saved it as the stretched out version. Now we've got a canvas to work on. Now this is your background. Now if we go from our background back to the cutouts that we started with, we edit, we select all. Now you right click on the selected area, you copy it, then you can minimize this, and then you go back in here to edit and you paste. Uh-oh, we don't have a cutout. We just pasted it right over the top of our work. Now if you go down here and you click on your transparent color, there's your heart cutouts. Now your heart cutouts, you'll notice, have all come out looking the same. However, if you start flipping these and twisting them, you can do all kinds of wonderful things with them. So let's go ahead and save this as, and you notice it says pink to red to blue, yada yada. Now if you go cutouts, now you have pink to red to blue cutouts. Okay, now if I save it this way, I've changed the name so I still have the other file open. So if you go back here to this one, okay, and you click undo, you still have your pink to red to blue. Now what I can do is go down here to a new window. Let's open this up. Now you noticed in the first video I said you're going to have a lot of windows open. We're swapping between videos down here. You can see I have several paint windows open. Most of these are just blanks. They enable me to jump back and forth really quickly and